Chelsea lose again in the English Premier League, and it is a blue Christmas for Mauricio Pochettino. And when I say blue Christmas, I don't mean in favor of Chelsea. I am paying homage to the Elvis track, Blue Christmas, a sad Christmas as they sit 10th in the Premier League. 8 defeats so far this season, just 6 wins and another impotent, another flaccid, an absolute disaster class from Poch and his players again. They had the majority of the ball, but they didn't have the majority of the chances. They didn't have the majority of the moments in the game, although they had nearly 70% of the ball. Wolves outclassed them in every single area of the pitch. And as I said, they sit 10th in the Premier League, as you can see on your screens right now. And many Chelsea fans across the world are calling for the sacking of their new manager, Poch, playing Jackson out of position, Colwell out of position, poor substitutions again. The dedication to the likes of Gallagher just for his athleticism and pressing, it isn't good enough. Nobody expected Chelsea challenging for that Premier League title. They did not expect that. But to lose again is an absolute abomination. To lose again is unacceptable. But what are the solutions? I want you to give me your thoughts. I want your feelings, because right now, this is absolutely horrendous. Absolutely horrendous for Chelsea right now. The style of play is pretty good. It's pretty to watch. They move the ball well. They have good patterns. It's a good shape. But when it comes to that final third, there is zero cutting edge. There is almost no leadership at all in this team. And they have zero ability, almost zero resilience to adversity. And that is something a manager has to build within his team. Now, I'm not suggesting the manager should be sacked. I am just repeating what I see trending and what I see a number of Chelsea fans asking for. I do get the arguments against sacking him. They have a young squad. They need to buy more experience. Give him time to settle. Other managers have had that. Totally get those calls. Totally understand those calls. I'm only telling you what is being said right now. Has there been enough improvement at Chelsea since Poch has been there? My answer is no. I think they should definitely be sitting higher than 10th in the league. They definitely shouldn't have lost 8 games, and they should have more than 6 wins. The fact that Man United, who are horrendous, have 3 more wins and sit 6 points ahead of Chelsea is unacceptable. Brighton being ahead of Chelsea is unacceptable. West Ham, by the way, being 8 points ahead is unacceptable. Aston Villa being, look at it now, Aston Villa are they're getting towards 20 points ahead of them. Arsenal, nearly 20 points ahead of them at almost the mid-stage. That element isn't good enough and must be criticised. Now, some of this is on the ownership as well. They must go out. What they've tried to do, a lot of us thought they'd be better than this, but it hasn't even got to that stage. Experience. The one area of not sacking Poch I support in terms of, doesn't matter who you bring in, no one is making this team that much better. I think you could get a world-class manager in who could get you to 6th or 7th, maybe the 5th. But any higher than that needs experienced players. So that element isn't necessarily on him per se, but there is a crisis. There is a crisis at Chelsea right now. And I think every single Chelsea fan on planet Earth knows this. I think they all do. I think they all know it. I think they all absolutely, one second here, I've got to update a little thing on the title. Absolutely know it. Now, I want your views. I want your opinions. I want your thoughts. I want your feelings about this game today in the comment section. We're going to jump to that right now. But I get the embarrassment, Chelsea fans. And I saw Rom's tweet earlier, who is a Liverpool fan. And he said that the table sometimes lies. There's no way you can tell me that Man United are better than Chelsea. Now, I'm not going to get into a micro penis competition. They're both tiny, right? I'm not getting into a tall as dwarf argument. I'm not doing it. But the league never lies. Just because your football is pretty doesn't mean you're a good football team. I don't know who created that notion. I don't know who created that ethos. I don't know where that train of thought seminated from. But just because you play pretty football doesn't mean you're a good football team. You'd be good at knockouts. You'd be good at playing football in the playground. You'd be great in the cage. There's the football cage. But football is about more than just having pretty football. Putting the ball in the back of the net is the hardest skill set in football. And Chelsea are proof of this point. It is easier to play pretty football. It is easier to do drag backs. It is easier to do skills, easier to do keepy ups. It's easier to look good than it is to actually be good. Scoring goals is the hardest skill, the hardest attribute in football. It's why the best goal scorers are paid the most. It's why they cost the most to buy. Chelsea got to invest in experience and have got to invest in goals. Without that, they are not going to. I thought maybe Raheem Sterling would score more. I thought Jackson would be a little better than he is. They're not. They're not good enough. They're all past their best, or collectively it isn't working. Big change is needed for this team that is sinking. Now, of course, as you can see, we're sponsored by Golden Goals today. You had your chance over the weekend to win £2 million. How did you get on? Boxing Day, though, which is in 2 days away. You've got to get it done now. Sign up. There's 6 fixtures available. We'll go through them later in the show. Your chance of winning £2 million on Boxing Day if you're here in the UK. Get signed up now. I know you might be angry if you're a Chelsea fan right now, but don't turn up the opportunity of winning £2 million for free. The app's free. You don't have to deposit any money to play, and it's free to play every match week in the Premier League. So Boxing Day, another £2 million up for grab. So get that downloaded today. Yes, and Boxing Day is what we call it. St. Stephen's Day, I think, in Ireland. I'm not sure what the rest of the world calls Boxing Day. The day after Christmas. It's Boxing Day. It's a holiday in the UK. I think it stems from when you box your, I think, presents, not unwanted presents. I've heard different stories about why it's called Boxing Day. Nothing to do with fighting, though. Anyway, we move on. Some super chats here. Is Poch supposed to teach Sterling how to pass? That Sterling miss, oh my God, or miss, yeah, it was a miss. Good save, but oh my days, if you take the shot, you must score. If you take the shot, you must score. 3 versus 1. That was worse than Trent yesterday. I can't believe it. Now, look, that element there, you could argue isn't on Poch. But the lack of finishing all year, the 8 defeats all year, I don't think you could single out that one element and go, I'm not blaming Poch for where you sit, 10th in the league. Maybe you're going to vacuum this game and say, not on Poch today. I'll understand that. But I think with how much money you've invested, the quality of your players, Wolves outplayed Chelsea. Now, possession doesn't mean you were the better team. Wolves had the better chances. Wolves had as many attempts on goal as you today. Yes, they let you have the ball, but they let you have it in areas where they didn't need it. That's on Poch from me, my bro. Sterling, Jackson, and Gallagher need to be dropped as soon as possible. All 3 wasteful decision-making, passing, finishing, and control is what Gava's got to say here. Matty says, what did I say, Terry? Relegation form continues. I mean, if you actually look at Chelsea, I think it's over their last 45 to 50 games in the Premier League. I think they've only got like 40 odd points, 45 points. It's great. Like Chelsea's form since October 2022 is relegation level. It really is bad. 1 billion spent. Chelsea suck again, is what Mr. Tudor's got to say here. They certainly did suck today. Just as with Eric Ten Hag, it's time for Poch to go. The man's a fraud. 1 billion spent in a year, and this is the best he can do. Get someone world-class in. You still need... Listen, everyone knows I'm not the biggest fan of Poch. I did think your football would be better. I did think... And I mean putting the ball in the back of the net as well, not just passing it around nicely. I did think there'd be a better team by now. I truly believed that Chelsea would be better. But I've always felt, in the cold, hard light of day, that Poch was a fraud. And what I mean by a fraud is I think he's a good manager. I think he's a very good coach. But he's not an elite manager. He's not an elite coach. The fraudulence is that people claim him to be one, in my personal opinion. But we'll see. How to spend 1 billion and still be worse than 9 other teams. They had money to spend and spent it worse than the teams above them. I mean, it goes It's crazy to think there's a club that has spent worse and bought worse and had a worse plan than Man United. I can't actually believe it's happened. And I really thought they were going to get it right this year, Chelsea, and improve dramatically. I really thought they'd get it right. Look at Postecoglou employing a bit more of a pragmatic style in the last 3 games in order to win get back to winning ways. This is true. Adaptation. Billions spent and need more money to make it work. Well, yes, if you've wasted that money, then you need to spend more money to fix it. It's if I'm trying to build a house and I spend money on certain areas of it and I get the wrong builders, buy the wrong materials, the only way to resolve that problem is spending more money. There's not a magic unicorn that's going to suddenly make it better. More money is needed, David. Bill Bowley begun the banter blues, is what Black Kid says here. Thank you. This is on the owners who told them to buy inexperienced wingers, and Sterling is the most inconsistent winger in the league. Get him out the club, is what C has got to say here. Seething on Christmas Eve. It's Christmas Eve, by the way, people. I'm glad you're here with me on Christmas Eve. My last bit of work of the year. Well, not of the year. I only take Christmas Day off every year. It's the only day of the year I take off from work. So I am looking forward to tomorrow not working. It's going to be nice. It's the only day of the year. But I still have to get up early. Kids are going to open presents, aren't they? This is on Poch, playing players out of position consistently. That game would have been different if Sterling stops trying to be the hero and Jackson actually shoots. My club is a joke, is what True Blue says. Long time no see, Aaron. I hope you're well, mate. He says it's crazy that Potts can get away with so much. He's a fraud. He had the good little spell with Spurs and Southampton, but what else? Chelsea look a very poor side, probably finished 12th. Yeah, in and around the same as Man United. We're both in the mud. Is Don coming on or has he gone into hiding? I don't know where Don is. I know he's not at the game. He was tweeting. He was in the group chat. I don't know where Don is. It's Christmas Eve, though. He's probably shopping with family, with a girl. Oh, I don't know where Don is. Don, where are you? If Don doesn't come on, I'm going to reveal his real name to the public. I know his real name. I'm going to reveal his real name. If he doesn't come on. Said it before, get Emma Hayes in the dugout. Listen, I don't think Emma Hayes would have done as badly as your last two or three choices, especially Frank Lampard. I don't think she's done badly at all, to be fair. Patiently waiting for criminal Don. Merry Christmas. Thank you, Sarim, my brother. I hope you're well. Terry, I appreciate you reading all super chats. I try my best, my friend. When there's like 60 or 70 of them, some of the smaller ones we just put up on the screen for a while, just because sometimes I literally don't have time. But that's because you guys are all... There's a little Christmas message for you all tomorrow. We'll go into it then. The severe lack of discipline is what makes me think Poch time is done. So many yellow cards with Sterling and Palmer out next game. Oh, they're out, aren't they? Feliz Navidad. Merry Christmas, you filthy animals. Yes, I have seen Michael Keenan's news about Ineos and the pending takeover of the football department of Man United, and can't come soon enough as far as I'm concerned. I bring my panel out now, people, for you. We've got David, we've got Matty, we've got AJ with us as well. Welcome back to the show, gentlemen. Another disaster today, David. A 2-1 defeat, and frankly, didn't really look like winning this game again now. 10th for Christmas after 18 games. Talk to me, bro.
I've said everything before, so I don't really know what more I can say. It's inexperience, and the squad's completely built in the wrong way to be winning now. This squad will be good in 2028, but we're in 2023. So either you're going to have to be patient, or you're going to have to change the way that you plan to build this football club. That's the only two things that I can see happening. But I'm so, like, this game to me, I really don't care. Like, it's just... I'd love to give like my thoughts on it, but it's the same thoughts as all the past 7 losses we've had, probably. But I'm just confused why there are genuinely people going, "Oh, all Chelsea need to do is buy a striker." That's the thing that's got me so confused. 120 mil. Oh yeah, let's go buy Osimhen, because that's a really smart thing to do. In case you haven't realised, we have like 400 mil players in our squad, and our squad is still incomplete. So spending another 100 mil on one person would be stupid frankly. What this squad actually needs is it needs like 5 or 6 middle experienced guys who will perform consistently, and then the young players who are inconsistent can be replaced when they're having their I'm a young player and I'm not playing well today. Because the best player on the pitch today was Nkunku, who's played a lot of football and has, you know, been experienced and has performed at a high level. And surprisingly, when he came on, he was the most composed because he's done it before. Mudrik's played this is probably like his 30th game that he's ever played in his footballing career. Cole Palmer, this is probably like his 30th game he's ever played in his footballing career. Yet for some reason, everyone's expecting consistency from them. I'm confused as to why people are shocked at why this keeps happening.
I get that. What is your thoughts on the number of Chelsea fans across social media claiming that Poch must be sacked for where you sit in the league? Do you think that's the right move?
I just think you're not thinking clearly if you think that, because yeah, okay, cool, sack him tomorrow. What are you going to do? How are you going to solve this issue? You sack him tomorrow, you bring in, I don't know, whoever's free. I don't even know who's available right now, who's even off the level. And then, surprisingly, they're going to have to deal with all the inconsistencies that Poch has to deal with anyway. How does sacking Poch improve our current situation? I don't think it does. I genuinely don't think it does. I think we've all got to just sit here and be strapped in for the next 2 or 3 years, because that's the only way you're going to get consistency out of this squad, because they're going to have to all play with each other for another 2 or 3 years.
Let me ask you, how do other managers get consistency?
Alex, let me talk, bro. No one is fixing this squad. If you genuinely think it's as simple as put people in their normal positions and play, you're lost, because the players who are playing aren't performing consistently enough in whether they play in their position or not. You'll have one game where Disasi plays okay at right back, and you put him in his normal centre back position, it'll be awful. In case people haven't started to realise, no matter where you put these players, they perform inconsistently. So why are you all expecting consistency from a manager who, it doesn't make sense to me. I get the frustration, but today we played well enough to win that game. Poch didn't make Sterling not pass the ball for a clean open goal. Poch doesn't tell Nicholas Jackson to not take a touch in the box and shoot and miss all his chances. That's not Poch doing that. There was enough in this game for us to win today, but the players are inconsistent. So why you're going at the manager, to me, doesn't make sense at all. It just doesn't. That's me personally. But if we want to do sack manager, get new manager in, because that's been working for the past 7 years at Chelsea, we can keep doing that, but it hasn't.
Why you go 7? Why you not go 20? Why you choose 7? Why you choose 7? Why you choose 7? Not 20?
Because we won the league in 2015.
Oh, I want to choose 20, and we won all.
We won the league in 2015.
No, why you choose 7?
That was 6 years ago.
I don't care. Why you choose 7? Why you didn't choose 20?
What do you mean by that?
What I mean? You just choose past 7 years because it suits your agenda by not firing coaches. No. I choose my agenda for 20 years. And it suits my agenda. I want them gone.
Alex,
why you choose 7 years to give you excuse?
Alex, the past 20 years, right? Football has changed so dramatically.
In
case you haven't realized,
dramatically.
No. All the best teams right now, right, have either spent all their money on world-class players, or I've had managers in for the past 7 or 8 years, and everyone knows the system down to a T. Those are the only two ways. In case you haven't realized, we don't have the money anymore to spend on 7 or 8 world-class players to bring in.
Oh, we spent $1 billion. We don't have money anymore?
Alex,
are you serious? Are you serious?
Alex, if we sack him now, how do we improve the team? Please tell me.
I don't care. I don't care.
Coach.
You're just
you're
gonna.
I don't care. Let me give you how Wolves manager, by the way, who saved the other club last season from relegation, right? Did he?
Yeah, he did.
So let me give you the history of the manager that we played today. Within 15 minutes, were you okay with how Chelsea played, how good we are in the first 15 minutes?
I only started watching after the 25th minute.
Oh my God, what a Chelsea fan are you?
What? Sorry. I was in
There's a
church.
trolling involved in it.
I was in church.
Don't get jumped in it.
It's
For the
it's a
first
Sunday.
15 minutes were actually good. Then the injury happened. So when injury happened, guess what the other manager did? He brought everybody, and he pull up the iPad and he started to do adjustments on the iPad. He could play Candy Crush. I don't care. But after that specific minute, all of a sudden we couldn't get the passes together. You know what that means? That means that the manager made the adjustment without the substitution. Okay, I'll give you that. In the first half, it was still 0-0. We went into the second half, into the break. So when the break, I was hoping my manager will do some Candy Crush on his iPad too, and come up with the second half with a different strategy to break or make substitution. Guess what? He didn't. We conceded the goal. All of a sudden, he makes another substitution. By the way, during that time, that guy that saved the other team from relegation, plus Wolverhamptons, what was high rate of getting under this season by one of the clubs that's supposed to be get relegated, right? This same manager was spreading the pieces of paper with every player within the game. Guess what Pochettino uses? He uses the pigeons or emails to send the emails to the player to make adjustments. So, yeah, I don't care who we get fired. I just want that fraud out. Do you got that? Now hold that, David. And don't come back on past 7 years. Oh, we were so successful past 7 years. I want to go back in 20 years. And they were successful by firing managers.
David, question to what Alex has said. Do you think Chelsea is currently structured to sack managers like you did 20 years ago to win the Premier League?
Of course not. I'd love to respond to Alex, but to like in the nicest way possible. There is no point in me arguing back to that point because it was. So
don't be nice. I'm a big boy. I can take insults.
Alex, if I'm going to be honest, you just were angry and just were saying words, talking about emails and whatever, right? It's if football is not that.
Oh yeah, I know.
As Chelsea fans, I believe this is what I believe. As a Chelsea fan, I should want what's best for my club. And
exactly.
Currently, in the current situation we are in, when you assess everything that's gone on, what is best for this club right now is not sacking Poch because you need to fix problems. Right now, our problem is inexperience, right? Regardless of whether you think the manager is good enough or whatsoever, we have enough chances in that game to win this game, without a doubt. That I don't think anyone.
Where those chances went after the adjustment of the other manager? Where those chances went?
The Sterling chance in the 32nd minute, which I'm literally watching right now.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Minutes you were talking about.
By the way.
The past when Sterling, if all he has to do is square it to Jackson or Palmer.
I'm not actually upset with him not scoring like Andrew. I'm upset he didn't score. He cannot pass it.
My point is.
You didn't see it in the first 15 minutes? You didn't see Jackson 101? You didn't see what's his name?
Alex, in that situation, that's not on Poch. That's up to players. Even Pep says it himself. Pep says, I coach my players to get to the box. Once they're in the box, I can't do anything about them.
That's everybody. That's every manager excuse.
Right now, every game don't make consistent decisions. They make poor decisions.
I'm going to interject for a minute here. Really good debate there, gents. Matt, a lot went wrong today. There were some good passages of play, but still another defeat. Where do you side on this? Because that's what the argument is online right now. Poch in, Poch out is everywhere. What is your take on that, my friend?
No, my page is definitely Poch out because, Daniel, we're talking about here inexperience. The people who have to experience the players is the managers. And when I'm seeing on the bench, people like Bettinelli getting yellow cards. Why is people like Bettinelli getting yellow cards? Why is Jackson getting cards just for screaming? Why is so we saw what happened with what's his name? Gusto kicked the ball out, and then before that, Palmer kicked the ball out. There's no discipline from the manager to give these experienced players here. Learn from your mistakes. We don't learn from any of our mistakes. It's written to us on paper. 3 times they won the corner, and then the fourth time they scored the goal. It's just these basic mistakes, and even coming to the other cards, the simple mistakes that needs to be fixed, and that's when you need an experienced manager to manage inexperienced players. And that's why for me, Poch was never that guy to do it. I mean, we all saw that young in he did at Spurs, this, that. I never really believed in that. I mean, who knows what he can do with some of these players now, but what I've seen is horrendous. And this game showed a lot because it just showed these mirror mistakes, and nothing was being fixed from that. All he did was shatter the glass and not try to put the glass back together. And the glass cannot get fixed because he's already fucking broken it. So that's all from me about Poch.
I hear you on that. Don's here with us. Where do you? I know you've been someone who's kind of backed the manager, although you've been questioning him. But more players out of position today. Jackson playing, I don't know where. Poor substitutions as well. How much of this 8th defeat of the Premier League season do you put at the feet of Maurizio?
I'm tired, man. I'm bored of this, Terry. I'm speaking about the same thing week after week. And today was just another game where it showed our theme of the season. Missing big chances and the manager, the in-game management, just not being good enough. You know, the lineup was poor. I spoke about the lineup before the game. I don't know why Mudryk got dropped. You're starting both Broja and Jackson. It literally felt like we was playing with 9 men. And I'm in group chats with these lot. I've been speaking about Broja all season. The only good performance he's had is against Fulham. Other than that, the guy does not look like a... How old is he? 21? 22? This guy's... You know, of my cement, Crooks. He's playing like Crooks, bro. He's moving like he can't move his body. Do you know what I'm saying? When I watch this man, I promise you, he does not look like he's 21, 22, bro. The guy looks finished. And
he looks like Ivanovic at the end of his career.
Bro, he looks so finished. And at the start of the game, look, he had 2 good chances, to at least get a snapshot on it or something. He missed it. Sterling, inexcusable. This is where I have to look at him as well, Sterling, these players. Why are you just not passing the ball? You're going to get an assist. Why are you trying to finish it there in that position? That's stupidity, bro. Do you know what I'm saying? And then, like I said, the in-game management wasn't good enough, man. You're bringing... He should have made those changes at half-time. If you've seen that the first half, it's not looking that great. Make the changes there and then. Be a little bit more braver. But today, I have to look at the players a lot more than the manager, man. I have to be real. Like, he wasn't great today. Another set piece conceded. We've got all this height on the pitch, Terry. I keep talking about it. All this height, but we still concede goals from set pieces. Another corner conceded. Do you know what I'm saying? When Thiago Silva made that individual mistake, I could sense a mistake was coming. I knew something was coming. Do you know what I'm saying? So I'm just tired, bro. I'm bored of it. I'm bored of speaking about the same things. I don't want to be talking about this. This is why in the preview before the game, I literally said, bro, I don't care about performances. I don't care. Just give me the results right now. Because in that first half, we were the better team. We were the better team by miles, bro. Wolves didn't have to do much, in my opinion. Do you know what I'm saying? So it's just...
I don't think we're a better team.
Day, man. It was better than Wolves in that first half. We created more than them.
No, first 15 minutes, maybe 20, but that's about it.
Bro, we were...
I think
my opinion, overall in that first
then
half...
the amount of
we should have
unforced errors from Chelsea was... I don't know where it come from. Like, everybody could not pass, even Palmer. So if you're telling me what are they doing during the practice, if this is the passes we learn from practice, I just think wrap everybody and kick him out of the club. If this is the level of passing Chelsea can do.
But Alex,
our build-up was a lot better though, Alex. Like what I've been saying, since the international break, we've been poor, bro. Like Brentford, we were poor. You know, there's certain games I'm looking at after the game. Newcastle, United, we were poor. But in this game, bro, when I was watching us in the build-up, I could see that we was actually building up with an attacking intent. It was like that final third where it kept breaking down. Sterling started off well. Do you get it? Even for that chance he gave to Jackson, where Jackson, I don't know what Jackson was trying to do.
Sterling, within the game, I didn't have a problem. The chance, yes. Within the game, I didn't have a problem with him. It's the one that, anyway, it doesn't matter.
It's that big chance, yeah. So what I'm saying is we Poch coached the team well enough today to win the game, and the players let him down. And his in-game management in certain parts of the game.
Okay, what about conceding the goal? What about conceding the goal? Is that on the Poch?
Yeah, the set pieces, bro. I don't know what
bro. Who's coaching the set pieces?
I don't know what we do. No, David. Hold on, David.
No, I'll say some Poch.
Hold on, David. Before you come in. Watch the replay.
Don.
No one jumps, bruv.
Don. How is it Poch's fault that a player is not marking the person he's marking at the start of the corner, and then when he's there, he's not jumping to impede the... How is that on Poch?
Hold on. I can explain. One time, one set piece conceding, yes, but we've been conceding it since the beginning of the season. So explain me, one time, yes, he didn't make a run, whatever, but we conceding the set pieces all season. So explain that to me. You
I don't-
genius
I don't-
of the
I don't know
tactician.
how-
Freaking
I don't
fraud.
know how many set pieces we've conceded, but I'm telling
A
you
lot,
now,
a lot.
if you have
12.
people who just can't do their basic jobs, that how much is that on Poch? Again,
Those
I'm talking
basic jumps didn't happen all season.
Oh my God, Alex,
David, you're missing the point. You're missing
let
the
me
point,
talk.
David.
Stop being so angry, right? When I'm talking about today's game, I don't know how this is on Poch. Did Poch have 100%
I agree
perfect
with.
game?
I agree
No,
with, yeah.
no, he did not. And I'm
What
not-
did
I'm
he
not-
subs do, Daniel? David,
No,
what did he
hold on.
subs do? What was the plan for his subs? I want to know that from you.
Let me finish, bro. Let me
Oh,
finish.
go on.
I'm not saying Poch is without blame. My point is Poch. Even if this is a test, for example, Poch got 60%, but the pass mark was 55. The pass mark is 55. We had enough chances today. We controlled enough of that game
To win the game.
to
yeah.
not lose that game. I'm sorry. If you're gonna argue with me on that point,
It's true.
I think you're just lost and you just want him out.
Yeah.
Let's be
yeah.
rational. Let's
yeah,
be serious.
and that's where you're
now,
right.
there are problems at the club, but everyone seems to just want to focus on one person. In case you haven't realized, we've done that with the past 4 managers, and we're in the same position
Yeah.
as we've been in. No matter what we've
Yeah,
done.
but David, that's what I'm saying. Yeah, look, I agree with you 110%. Today, I'm looking at the players more than I'm looking at Poch. But like Alex has said, yeah, you can't ignore the fact that we keep conceding set pieces, bro. It's happened multiple times this year. I'm looking at Desarcy. I'm looking at Thiago Silva. I'm looking at Colwell in the box. All these men are just ducking. What are you doing, bro? And it's happened more than once. So you have to look at how we're being set up in terms of the coaching, the training. We've got 1 game a week. These lot clearly don't know what they're doing when it comes to set pieces. Because every time we can see the corner, I promise you now, I'm scared. Yeah, but that's part of training, bro. You've got to train.
For me personally, I'm watching the game, going, how are we losing? I'm baffled. I'm genuinely baffled. That second goal,
I agree with that point.
That's not Poch. How is that second goal?
No, I know. I would say
I
it's
can
more
explain.
Poch. I would say it's more
That's
Poch.
on Poch.
I would say it's more
Why
Poch.
did Sassi
I would
did
say
that?
it was one of the first one.
Why do you think it's more Poch, Matt?
For me, I have a different reason. For me, it's like it's the structure that we had. Why was Cole Palmer in the right back position in the first place? Why was Madueke on the right wing back? Why did Gusto come off? Maybe you guys have an answer for me, but I do not know why Gusto came off for that position. Why is he bringing on Shilon? Why is Thiago Silva, who made a major mistake, still on that pitch? For me, it's what Poch did leading up to that goal. It's not the goal itself, it's what he lead up. Why are these players getting in these positions in the first place? I don't know why Palmer was there having to defend that. I don't know why Madueke was so high up the pitch playing as a right wing back. That's the question I'm asking.
Bro,
that's the question I want to ask Poch.
He literally left Gallagher as the deep lying midfielder and left Lavia on the bench. Like, I'm sorry, like
that's my question I have for Poch.
If Lavia is fit enough to be on the bench,
I want to ask David a question. I want to ask David.
Alex, hold on, Alex. Yeah, if Lavia is on the bench, I'm sorry, he's fit enough to play. Yeah, if you're going to be overly cautious about him, don't bring him then. Don't bring him to the squad. Don't gas us up and say, "Oh, Lavia's back now." Don't do that. Yeah, man left Gallagher as the deep lying midfielder in the game, and I'm not saying that that's the reason why we lost the game. Yeah, all I'm saying is you can't ignore these little in-game managements that he's been doing. The theme of the season.
Can I ask a question though?
Big chances missed and Poch as well, bro.
If he starts Lavia and then Lavia
get injured,
pulls up a muscle injury.
I didn't say start him.
Okay, so just bring him on earlier.
Gallagher was on a yellow card and he left him as the deepest man. And he put Nkunku and Palmer ahead of him, right? And left Gallagher as the deepest man.
Sorry.
I was not happy with that.
I misunderstood.
Right? Yeah.
On the second goal, can I ask a question?
Yeah, ask, and then I'm going to speak to AJ and Witness as well. But ask your question, Alex. Go on, mate.
On the second goal, why do you think Badiashile tried to, instead of clearing the ball, decided to do that back thing? Was that on the manager or no, David? Because
to me, that's an unforced error.
Oh, I blame Pochettino because he's the one saying no matter what, play after back.
Can I explain?
No.
Yeah, play after back.
You're blaming Poch for that.
Thiago Silva was right behind him, lost his leggings, but Thiago Silva was behind him, and that's why Badiashile tried to do this stuff. Instead of that, he should have cleared the ball.
The reason why I can't have Poch out is because half of the arguments are at the level of that. That's what half of the arguments are. I can't have it. I just like,
you don't even know that Chelsea been conceding the goals for the half of the season for the corner kicks, and your level of that. Are you thinking you level better than who?
Whatever. If you played sport at any level,
played at school at
something. However, your coach will never tell you 100% you have to do this all the time. It's do this in the situation, But obviously, there are other ways of going about a situation. In that position, I can't blame Poch for Badiashile not going, you know what? It's the 97th minute. We're 1 goal behind. What was it? We're 1-0 down. We're trying to get the ball out. Let me clear my lines at least. I can't blame Poch for that. There are so many things in the game. How can you? People are going to tell me that? Oh, what? Poch is telling Sterling to just kick the ball at the goalkeeper. Like, come on.
He coached the win. He coached David. He coached the level.
That's the level of what we're doing right now.
He coached the win today.
Jackson can't take a touch. We need to get Poch in training to throw the ball at Jackson 100 times and make sure he touches the ball.
Yeah, but this is what I'm saying. Yeah, Jackson. I'm calling you Jackson. Yeah, David. Yeah, look. Yeah, my head is so good. I'm calling you Jackson. You're so right, bro. Like he literally coached the win today. But bro, I never want to see Broja and Jackson start together. Yeah, do you know what's so mad?
I agree with 100%.
Do you hear a stat?
Both of them wastemen. Get both of them awful.
Hold on. Look at this stat. Nkunku has registered more shots on target inside 30 minutes than Broja has managed in 12 games this season, bro. 12, bro.
Bro, he's just not it. He's never going to be it. I said it before about young players. Sometimes, well, no, all the time, in my opinion. Rare, you might get an occasion where it's different. You know, in a game or two, whether someone's genuinely good enough, not just to play for you, but to elevate your football club. You just know by things they do, their touch, the opportunities they create. Bro, he's not here. He is a top-level championship, low-level Premier League striker. That is what he is, and he'll never, ever be any better. Maybe the injuries have ruined him, whatever it may be, but he is never going to be good enough for Chelsea.
It's the composure on the ball. When Nkunku came on, you could see the composure is there. There's something different when Mudrik's on the ball. It's like, oh my god, I've got the ball. And
nah, Mudrik was good today. Mudrik was.
No, I'm not saying he wasn't good. My point is that when Mudrik gets the ball, the reason why all these young players tend to be very up and down, they get the ball, they get excited. Nkunku got the ball and was just there like, I'm cool. I know what I'm doing. And that's when, and again, when Nkunku got the ball in the right areas, that's when we were creating our best chances of that second half. Easily.
I hear you. Winter Surface here with us, mate. You obviously big argument that you walked into the middle of there. What's your take on today's game? Where does the blame lie? And how much patience do you remain having with Maurizio?
So the blame split between the manager and the players. I don't know why Mudryk didn't start. He was on a high from midweek. Got the goal. I don't know why you're benching him there. Broja has not done anything to earn any place in this team whatsoever. It was actually fine up until half time. And then I don't know what his subs are. Taking Gusto off and bringing Maatson. Bringing Maatson's fine, but you take Gusto off, put Sassic right back. Again, don't know what that is. You leave Gallagher as a single pivot for most of that second half when he's on a yellow already. You then put Thiago Silva in midfield as well. You then play hoofball for last 20 minutes of that, putting the ball into the box when no one's in there. I just don't know. And this thing about coaching is so important. He's had 4 months where he has 1 game a week. 1 game a week. 1 game a week. And you can raise your eyes, David, all you want. But it's true. He's had sometimes 9 days. Do you have a school training? Does he have 9 days sometimes without a game? I mean, the only improvement player that rival fans notice is Gallagher. That says a lot about this manager. And you can talk about experience all you want. It's about coaching. Because Man United have got a bunch of experienced players, but they're crap. Because their coaching's crap.
6 points better than you, though.
I knew you were going to say. So I wonder who that was then.
Me, the Man United fan. Hello.
You're supposed to be neutral, though.
Most of the time.
But that's what I'm saying. This fan base would rather banter Højlund after the match that we just lost that Nkunku scored. We're 6 points that we lost to you. This is how some of this fan base thinks. But to think that Pochettino doesn't take a huge chunk when he's had 4 months of nearly 1 game a week. This is the only time period where he's had multiple games a week. This is the only time. He's had 4 months. And we are legitimately saying, some of the fan base and the rivals, that Gallagher is our best player this season. That says a lot about Pochettino and his training and his staff like that. That says a lot. You can blame the players. Yeah, I blame the players as well. They should be taking their chances. This isn't even about inexperience. This is about just mentality. It's stupidity. The cards again. Palmer and Gusto getting the yellow cards. And now Palmer's out of the Palace game because he's got a yellow card today for kicking the ball out. He's just stupid. But to not actually think that I'm just like, it's just I feel like I'm going to record my comments now for these reactions and just send them in because it's the same thing every week. It's the same
Same thing for the last
I don't know.
years, man. Years, not
It's the same
years.
thing. It's
Guys,
the same thing.
boys,
It's
can
the
I ask
same
you, boys? Yeah, can I ask you, lot? Yeah, like, look,
I'm
do
just lost.
you guys feel like Pochettino's trying to be too much of a friend rather than an actual manager right now? Because I'm feeling like, it's like, oh, Levi, yeah, do you know what? You signed a new contract, so I'm gonna play you. Broja, you ain't done fuck all, but do you know what? You deserve some game time. It feels like charity settings right now. Are you guys feeling the same right now about this guy? Do you think it's being too friendly with these guys?
I don't know.
We saw
I think
the
you
friendliness of
overthinking
Potter, man.
tactically. I think he overthinks tactically the game and bring confusion to the. I think he overthinks it. That's all it is.
Yeah.
I think the simple change would have been that halftime to take Broja off and put Mudryk.
Yeah,
I
That's
just
what
think
you should have done, right?
The thing is,
Jackson come off.
the thing is, Don. What my plan is, he doesn't have a plan when he puts these subs on. He just chucks them on like it's a friendly game at school. Just chucks. What's the plan that I see from these?
Oh,
from the
somebody
subs?
said school, David. It's the level you know the football. You said right, school.
Yeah, it's the school football. Yeah. What about it?
Panic Central.
What? No, the thing is that there's just nothing. When people like Mudryk, came on was good. Maatsen came on. I don't know what the fuck he was doing. I mean, Nkunku kind of I think found his own free roam role. Everyone was just everywhere, and that's the thing when it comes to I guess experienced manager. He has to have a plan. And I saw the Wolves coach. He was on his feet the whole game. I see Poch in the booth, arms crossed, this that, and that comes down to the mentality of the two coaches. Who wants to win it more? And when I saw that Wolves coach fighting on the sideline, I think I know who wanted to win that more.
Yeah, AJ, what's your take on what Donna said there? Is your manager trying to be too friendly with?
he's trying to be dad. He's trying to take these young kids under his wing, I guess, and try to do something with them. But he's playing young guys out of position all the time. People talk about consistency. How can you be consistent when you're being played out of position? Like Colwill, I love him, but he's a centre back, not a left back. Why is he playing left back? He can't bomb up and down the left hand side. Like, I mean, Maatsen's a left back. Play him. Like, he's a young guy as well. You're going to play a young guy at left back out of position. May as well play one in position. Moving Dizazi to the right. What is that about? I mean, Dizazi's got no pace as it is. He's slow as. I mean, I don't think Dizazi and Silva should be played in a centre-back pairing. Batty Shield, they're too slow. Both of them together are just too slow. There's no cover. You see it all the time. I mean, Silva's made so many mistakes lately. And you see it. They can't recover. Something gets behind them, neither one of them can get back in recovery time. You need Batty Shield, who's a little bit faster, or Colwill, who's got the pace, but he doesn't have the drive to drive up, just like bomb up and down that left-hand side. I mean, we're Chelsea. We're used to having Jose Basingwa or Ashley Cole bombing up and down those wings, doing the Chelsea highways, we used to call it. And we don't have that now. And yeah, Pochettino, I don't know what he's doing. He's just not, I don't know, his whole selection today, it baffles me. Like, we all know Gallagher doesn't fit in that pivot. Why is he playing Gallagher in a fucking pivot? Excuse my language, but it just doesn't fit. Gallagher's better off playing either a centre mid, not a defensive mid, or he's better off playing an attacking mid. Playing Jackson there, where he was playing Jackson, what's that about? I mean, I prefer Jackson up front over Broja. I've got some other Chelsea friends of mine who hate Jackson, but I think Jackson will come good in a year or two. He just needs a bit of guidance and is like I don't know, take it down a notch. You get like someone said, he gets excited. All these young guys, they get the ball and put in the box, they just kind of lose their shit. They don't know what's going on anymore. It's the direction. The coaching needs to be there when they're training week in, week or day in, day out. This is what happens. Like, as if that where Sterling didn't pass it off, as if they don't do that in training. As if there's not a moment in training where you're playing attack versus defense or whatever you're playing, and there's not a moment where you go, oh, you could pass it square. Like, and then the coach comes, you say, oh, you should have passed it square there because it happens in a game. Like, it all just comes down to coaching technique. And at the moment, Pochettino, like, I don't want to be Poch out, but he's not showing enough at the moment.
I can understand that. I think that listening to all of you speak as just an outsider is, I think some want him just completely gone, but I think it is delusional to think just sacking him is going to fix you. There are multiple other problems at play here. There's going to some of these super chats here. First one says, you want to swap managers? I don't want Poch at Man United. As bad as we are, I do not want Poch at Manchester United.
Why not?
Why not? You don't trust him either.
Why not?
We ain't got trust either, bro. We ain't got trust.
No, I don't. I just, keep him away, please. And that's saying a lot with about my team is right now.
That's bad.
You know what I mean?
Says a lot, bro.
FFP is about to catch up with Chelsea as they can't spend like this without Champions League football. It's a carbon copy of Everton that the clock is ticking. Are any of you concerned about that at all?
No,
We got
have
bigger
billionaires,
problems.
Not
the guy
really.
who makes the £5 super chat. Yeah, I'll trust the billionaires. I won't trust the £5 super chat.
Well, I love the £5 super chat. Thank you, my brother. Merry Christmas, Feliz Navidad. And how do you say it in another language? Someone give me one in another language. How do you say it?
Рождеством.
What?
That's just warm.
С Рождеством.
Rajasthan. Okay, then.
I wouldn't even repeat that. knowing Alex,
I don't know what I've
double-check
just
that.
said now. I don't
Yeah,
trust
exactly.
you. You're
Merry
laughing.
Christmas in Russian.
No, it's Merry
Yeah, but
Christmas
you're
in Russian.
laughing. I might have said something else that's horrible.
Okay.
I'm sorry. I apologize.
No, you're not. I won't put you in that situation.
Like when I was at school, like you got to talk swear words by other kids in other languages, and then you go home and say it and you get in trouble because my dad knew what it meant. Anyway, this is all on Poch. He has to go. Had enough being made. De Zerbi before City. Get him. Nkunku could have started, and if he does, we win. He takes his chances. Get De Zerbi in. It's an interesting one.
I don't want another hipster.
Yeah, the next trendy manager.
Thank you here, Data, for the Merry Christmas. I appreciate it, brother. Thank you, and Merry Christmas to you. Whether you celebrate it or not, I'm going to say it. Sterling was rewarded today with a full 90 minutes after that total selfishness. Bring our greatest manager back. Now, I'm hearing a lot of your fans bringing Mourinho back. Alex, what's your thoughts on Mourinho coming back, bro?
I want Mourinho in. I want Mourinho. Oh, wrong Alex. My bad.
I don't want Mourinho.
There's two Alexes.
I think the way the squad's built, it's not suited for a Mourinho.
Nope.
And I just feel like Mourinho would get accused of bullying and get cancelled in 2023 if he dealt with those kids the way he used to deal with his players. If you watch Roma play, you don't want Mourinho back. Like genuinely,
Also,
anyone that says bring him back, you've not watched Roma play this year.
Yeah, that's true. And let me just say this: I will not allow this new wave of Chelsea fans to disrespect Jose Mourinho. I will not allow them to do that. They don't deserve someone like Jose Mourinho, okay? They will say we are shittest manager and stuff like that. No, leave Jose alone. It's like the same thing. Just leave Jose alone to just go out gracefully and finish his career coaching Portugal. Just leave it like that. That's all he needs to do. Jose Mourinho is a thing of the past, all right? He won't, like Alexis said, he's not suited. Back. He's not suited. He has a 2 to 3 year span, and that's even becoming quicker now under Roma. Do you know what I mean? Just leave him alone. Just leave Jose Mourinho alone.
Russian Alex, why do you want him back?
Chaos.
I want Mourinho just to like people saying like, oh, I don't want him to be cancelled. I do. I want him to be separate the pussies of the club away from my club. Let them play in other teams. What Alex said, he's like, oh, he's gonna bring it. No, I want to be respected. I want to be tough mental players at Chelsea. I don't want those kind of the fragile ones to be at Chelsea. I don't want to hurt. Oh, my feelings that hurts players in my club. I don't want them. Plus, I want the manager to actually challenge the board, because so far there's no managers that we had actually challenge the board, and Mourinho will do it. That's all I think I want.
Wait, is the panel agreeing that we all want Poch gone?
Mourinho won't give
Why? Is
some
it
of the
like
people,
a democracy or
half people.
something?
I
was born in
like,
Slovenia. There's
Not
no
everybody.
democracy.
It's split, really. Not everybody wants him sacked. It's just a super chat, really.
Wait, what about Don? I remember Don. We spoke about this 6 months ago. You were really hefty on Poch coming in. What about now?
Yeah.
What's the
Bro,
going now?
I've literally said Poch needs to fix up. He needs to fix up. And for me, when we lost against who was that we lost to? I forgot the result now. I said he's on strike one from
There's
the end.
so many,
Man
John.
United was a strike. Was the big strike for me. Yeah. And the reason why, Matt, I haven't fully said Poch out as of yet. The reason why I haven't said Poch out as of yet is because I still can't ignore the amount of injuries that we have. Do you get it? As much as I'm not happy with what he's been doing so far, I want to see more man coming back and then see what he can do from there, innit? And I know they're not going to sack him anyways. There's no point in me screaming Poch out. He's not going to get sacked. Not yet anyway. He's not getting sacked.
Hey, Poch lost me today when he put Gallagher by himself in that midfield, man. I know Gallagher can run around and Gallagher can like literally be the athletic demon that he is, but it is criminal to put him in a pivot, an individual that can't dictate play.
And he was on a yellow. He was only yellow as
And
well.
like,
That's what I'm saying.
you
He
know,
left
like,
Lavia on the bench. He left Lavia on the bench, bro.
Yeah.
and the thing, you know what's funny as well? He's like, oh, I can't play players too quick; they might get injured. You brought Gochokwa back in. What's your excuse? Like, the questions I need to ask is, right, Matos, what position does he play in? He makes the bench every week. I've never seen him make a cameo appearance. Like, and
Two
this is
goalkeepers
prob-
every game. Two goalkeepers
and
every
like,
game on the bench.
surely there's some kids in the academy that you can bring through that are actual centre midfielders that are fit, that you could give an opportunity to in this case. Because you're like, you bring in Ogochukwu, now he's injured again. So now it's 14 injuries instead of 13. And you're just going around in the same circle. But he lost me today with his in-game management. Like, I hate his in-game management as it is. When I saw one midfielder, and then after he tried to fix it and he's bringing in Badia Shile and takes off Gusto and puts on Matson. Why don't you just keep two fullbacks on and just get natural width?
Why don't
and
you
put
just
some
start them?
balls
Why
in?
don't you just start them? Yeah,
Like,
Alex,
or
people are surprised, yeah. People are surprised that Badia Shaw performed the way he did. You know, there's certain positions in football, yeah, you need to be starting from the beginning, bruv. Centre back,
Yep.
you can't be coming on as a centre back sub. Where do you ever see that? You don't see that anywhere, bro. The centre back needs to be warm. He needs to you know, understand the tempo of the game. Like, do you get what I'm saying?
you know
Thiago
what was
Silva
nasty
was
as well?
always the center one. Thiago Silva is always the center one. Why he put Badiashile is the center one, and Thiago Silva to the left of him?
Yeah.
And then you have Nkunku, right? Have you seen, like, within minutes of coming on, he's there really positive, trying to get on the end of headers. Like, and this is like, we're clutching on straws here when I'm starting to say, oh, he's going for diving headers. There's urgency every time he's in and around the ball. But yet the rest of them look clueless when they're on the ball. People, like, I'm really annoyed at Sterling for not squaring it. But a part of me thinks he said, you lot are going to miss anyway, so I might as well try my luck.
Nah, that's
Like,
unacceptable.
the-
Alex. I'm sorry, man.
The pass he
Nah,
gave
nah,
to Jackson.
Then you score it. You gotta score that, man. Yeah, the pass.
Honestly, it's such
It makes sense not to pass it, but then you gotta score it. Then you have
Exactly.
to
And the
score it.
thing
You
is,
gotta pass it.
he missed because he shot straight at the keeper. He didn't even pick a corner.
I think today we understand why Harry Kane didn't square it. I think today we got that answer. Harry Kane vindicated that. There's a super chat here that I want to post to Don, and it says Don once compared Badiashile to Saliba. Chelsea did enough to win, and some blame this on the players, but part of the manager's job is to improve players. But to the first bit, Badiashile, you think he's at Saliba's level?
Where did I ever say that? You know,
I don't know. I don't remember it. That's why I'm asking.
Yeah, people need to comprehend what I'm saying. Yeah, what I've said about Badia Shield is that he's in that batch of young centre backs that have the ability, to become world class in the future. Today wasn't his greatest game, but I've seen Badia Shield have numerous good games. Do you know what I'm saying? So I believe he can become world class at Chelsea. The same with Saliba can become world class at Arsenal.
Guess where did he start to make those mistakes?
To be honest with you, but I get where you're coming from. Didn't Broja tear his ACL? Yeah, he did, but again, that's part and parcel of it. If you get your injuries and you're not as good, it's not about
pure profit. Bring him in, get him out.
There
Pure
we
profit.
go. Chelsea are playing their best. Playing their best comebacks live on their official YouTube channel right now. Read the room. Yeah, stuff like that's crazy. You know, I like my team to be silent after a loss.
You know what? They were doing that. They were doing that before. They were doing that before. To be fair.
Okay, fair enough. But still, read the room. Shut it down. Shut it down. End the stream, Dave. Terry, stop saying we should be above United. Your team is far too experienced to be this stinky. At least our players are young and have some shame. But I don't know why F me. I'm just saying to be behind us shows the crisis you are in. That's all I'm kind of saying here.
Yep.
Like, it's crazy. Mohamedou says you'll do realize the manager isn't the set piece coach, right? If the set piece coach isn't doing their job, it's up to the board to get
No.
I did.
Dave have school practice.
The manager is accountable for how well his coaching staff do. That is on the manager. You know, that is literally on him. That is part of his remit.
I don't believe we have a set piece coach anyway.
Do you not? Maybe that's
He
probably.
He went to Bayern with Tuchel, so we don't.
Oh, did he? Okay. Ownership equals right idea about sustainability, long-term investment, completely wrong execution. The team doesn't even have a core spine. Embarrassing is what J7 Game says. I think a lot
It
of people
does have
agree.
a core spine. It's just not a good one.
Yeah. Oh, it needs to think so bad then. I'm so glad it didn't. If Poch had any balls, he should have hooked Sterling right after not cutting it back in that 3-on-1 situation. This here says, why so much beef between David and Alex?
I'll tell you exactly the moment when you bring the comment and saying, "Oh, any basic footballer, you don't talk to me down like that. You nobody, just like me and this football. So you don't ever bring that talk down to me ever.
Alex,
I don't need
argument-
it, man.
Alex,
You're
your
not
argument-
better. You don't in any circumstances.
Alex, your argument today was
I
Gary
don't
O'Neill-
care about the argument. You don't bring that kind of comment to another fan.
Sorry, let me make my point. My point is your argument today was Poch is bad because Gary O'Neill was on an iPad. Meanwhile, Poch was sending out pigeons. If that's your argument, then I'm sorry. Then I don't know what you want me to say. There was
Nothing. I don't want you to say nothing.
Alex, I haven't rebutted your points today because they've just been so nonsensical. There's been no point in me coming back.
What is nonsensical? If I'm coming with the comment in a joking way, you don't have to come in and say like, "Oh, I'm so better tactically knowledgeable because I play ball and at school." Is that what you excuse?
Alex, I don't play football. In case you,
I know you don't.
I don't play football. Well, I don't play English football. So, but I'm just saying, you play sport at any level. I don't care what the level is.
David's very posh and goes to a very good school. He plays Quidditch. This here says, so it's not on Poch for continuing to play underperforming players and keeping players out of their positions. Of course, that's on Poch. Charles here says Chelsea have just returned to where they have been in their entire history, bar the Roman blip, mid-table, might win the League Cup. This is what Chelsea is.
Blip.
Thank
I love the
you
term
for the
blip.
super chat.
I love it. Look, I'd love to stay longer, but it is Christmas Eve, and I have little children that I have to go and spend time with, of course.
It's Christmas here.
Oh, yeah, must be a Merry Christmas over there in Australia to you boys in Australia.
Merry Christmas.
Yeah, Merry Christmas, guys.
Merry
Merry
Christmas,
Christmas, David.
Merry Christmas.
And the boys, get some makeup. It's the season of perpetual hope. Look, I want to say a big thank you to everybody who has tuned in today. It's the last match reaction until after Christmas, so thank you very much indeed. If I don't see you beforehand, enjoy your Christmas day tomorrow or whenever it is you're having it. If you don't celebrate Christmas, just enjoy the day. Just enjoy the day anyway. Until next time, take care. Goodbye. God bless. And welcome to the Premier League of Sir Jim.